The Socceroos made it 11 straight wins in World Cup qualifying with a 3-1 win over Oman in Qatar. It's now a world record amount of wins for the Socceroos in a row in World Cup qualifying, and it was a magnificent performance with the Socceroos wingers once again excelling. I'm Kieran Francis, and with me to discuss the game is Josh Thomas. Let's talk about the performance.
Yeah, as you said, the wingers really stole the show this morning, I think. Mabil kicked things off with that really great goal. I think it was after 9 minutes. Bouncing ball, he just latched onto it really well, took it confidently, and that set us up. Oman, to their credit, I think before the game, everyone suspected they'd be a bit of a challenge, but they really impressed, going forward. And in defence as well, they soaked up a lot of pressure. But it was the wingers ultimately that got us over the line. Martin Boyle, another poacher's finish. He's been a great pickup from Scotland. I think they'll be kicking themselves that we managed to get in first. Mitch Duke, again, he came on as a sub and grabbed that third goal, which wrapped things up. But definitely the wingers, for me, were the difference. And I think, Adam Taggart, he played a part in the second goal, but there's still question marks over, who's our best striker going forwards. What do you think of it, Kieran?
Well, it was another brilliant attacking performance from the Socceroos. 3 goals against an opponent that we, think are quite decent. They obviously beat Japan in Japan quite a few weeks ago. We're a bit worried when Tim Cahill retired that the Socceroos would be lacking a talisman, would be lacking goals. But there seems to be a number of options have emerged. While Taggart isn't scoring, the wingers, as you mentioned, are scoring. And we've also got players such as Matt Leckie, Jamie McLaren, and Nikita Rukavica, who aren't even in the squad at the moment. And we even saw Aiden Huristich play a wing role earlier on in World Cup qualifying. So it's pretty exciting times for the Socceroos in terms of the attack. And Graham Arnold's done really well to mould the attacking options together. But it's all going to be up in the air when we play Japan on Tuesday night. Massive game. We are on 9 points, 6 points clear of Japan, who are on 3 points. Tell us how you feel that game's going to go down.
Yeah, well, it was always going to be a massive game, but now Japan, only picking up 3 points from their first 3 games. I don't think anyone expected that. Obviously, they lost to Oman in their opener 1-0, which again reflects how well we did this morning to beat Oman 3-1. So scored 3 goals against a team Japan couldn't score against. I think that's a really good omen. But, Japan, historically we struggle against them. We'll be playing in Saitama. Thankfully, no fans due to COVID. So that's, I guess, a positive for the Socceroos. It's going to be a massive game because Japan needs a win. If they lose this, you could probably pretty much rule them out of getting to the Qatar next year. It's going to be a massive test, but, considering we've won 11 straight games, there should be no reason why we can't be confident. And Arnold will be going for the win, I think. What do you make of Japan going into this one?
Well, it's an interesting game to look at. I mean, you mentioned that there'll be no fans at the game. It could also work in Japan's favour because there's a lot of pressure on them. To have only 3 points after 3 games, with the quality of players they have in their team is quite extraordinary. They have players such as Kyogo, who's been playing really well for Celtic. They've got Tomiyasu, who's starting for Arsenal, and also Minamino, who plays quite regularly for Liverpool. These guys are quality footballers, and they obviously just aren't gelling together well as a team at the moment. We've never beaten Japan in Japan, so what a challenge for us. The last time we beat Japan was 12 years ago in 2009. If we get a win in Saitama, it doesn't guarantee World Cup qualification, but I tell you what, we'll almost be able to smell it because, in previous years, 15 points and 19 points have been the amounts that the second team have gone through to qualify to the World Cup, and we're on 9 points already. So after 3 games with 7 to go. So a win in Japan would obviously take us to 12, and somewhere around the 19 to 15 point mark should be enough for us to qualify for Qatar. So it's been an amazing start for Australia. Graham Arnold deserves full credit. But what's been a big surprise is how well we've performed in the Middle East. We've won our last 2 games on the road in Qatar. Tell us about how you think that's gone down.
Yeah, it's a massive asset for us. If we do make it to Qatar, where we've had to play our past 2 home games there, obviously due to the COVID situation in Australia. And it looks like, our boys like playing there. Obviously, it's a hot country. The stadium they played in is air-conditioned. I've heard it's really quite well air-conditioned, so that helps. But, the way they've been playing over there, it looks like they've really embraced it as a second home. We saw against Vietnam, they really struggled in that humidity, I guess as anyone would. But, against China and this morning against Oman, we played really good attacking brand of football, which, Arnold obviously wants to play. And it's really promising that the conditions seem to suit us over there. So, yeah, it's a really good tick that if we do qualify next year, we'll be ready to sort of hit the ground running. I'm tempted to book my plane tickets if we do beat Japan next week.
You made mention of the quality football that Australia's playing, and it's so attacking. We're seeing Bayich and Grant push right up the pitch, and obviously there's going to be gaps left open at the back for good teams to exploit. And we saw Oman get forward on numerous occasions, and Matt Ryan makes some brilliant saves. But all in all, Australia's defence has been holding up brilliant, and you have to give Graham Arnold so much credit. He's a polarising figure within the Australian football community, despite his record at A-League level, and now he's putting together a really impressive record at international level. With so many retirements and changes in the Socceroos team over the last few years, no one could have foreseen that we would have won 11 straight games in World Cup qualifying. Particularly the fact is that we've had to play the last 7 away from home. Players like Moy and Rogic haven't been fit for a lot of the campaign. As we mentioned before, Leckie and McLaren also haven't been able to play in the last few games. It's been an extraordinary performance. And how do you feel that how much difference it'll make for the Socceroos to actually be able to play at home?
Oh, it's going to be massive. I think, it's been 2 years since they played at home. It's been a tough 2 years for the team and for everyone back here in Australia. I mean, most of us have been locked down for long periods. So to be able to see the Socceroos back in action, I think it's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. And the Socceroos are going to be looking forward to it too. I think they can't wait to play again in front of the home fans. And I expect them to step up a gear. I mean, they've been playing fantastically the past 11 games, but come November, a sold-out Bankwest, or at least, its capacity due to COVID, it's going to be pretty electric. And I think any team we face that day is going to be, in for a very tough game. And Saudi Arabia, they've won their first 3 games in this final phase of qualifying, so they're going to be a very quality team. But with fans back in the stands, I think Socceroos are a big chance to claim another big 3 points.
Well, it's all smiles for the Socceroos. 3 wins from 3 in the final stage of World Cup qualifying, and ever closer to that crucial spot in Qatar. Thanks for joining us on Sporting News Australia.